What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Tyler, and I'm here to give you an unboxing of the glorious Model D. I'll keep my introduction short for you. However, roughly a year ago, when I started taking this channel seriously, I uploaded a unboxing of the glorious Model O. Now, for reasons that I still don't quite understand, it's remained to be my most successful video on the channel. And in an attempt to replicate that success, I'm going to unbox another one of Glorious's products for you. I've also got in front of me as well the Zowie EC2. I do plan on doing a upcoming review of this mice as well, so stay tuned for that. However, we're about to take a look at it because it is the closest match to the Model D, which we have here as well. So without further ado, let's get my unadulterated first impression of how this mouse looks. One thing I do want to mention before I do that though is that the actual box itself, extremely high quality, and the attention to detail on here is phenomenal. You can see, obviously you've got these reflective features, the contrast between black and white. You've also got a whole ton of features you can see on the back of the mouse. It saves you having to look online for them. It's great. As well as obviously some USPs on the side section here. Let's get this bad boy open. Oh wow. So I did opt for the black edition because I've already got a white Model O and I wanted to change up the colorway a little. My first thoughts is it looks extremely similar to the EC2 here. I'm just going to get that next to it. It feels very, very similar as well in the hand. A couple of things I do want to mention, and I will try and leave for a review, is my first thoughts are obviously the button contours are a lot less pronounced. It's definitely a flatter surface for you to use your mouse on. Immediately I can notice that the clicks on here are a lot snappier and a lot more responsive due to the Omerons that the Glorious uses. Another thing I do want to mention here is that the actual side button slopes down a little bit higher compared to the EC2. My middle finger is definitely a lot higher on the Model D- than it would be on the EC2. The reason I went for this particular model is because the Model D looks to be more of an EC1 clone, and that is not a shape I'm particularly comfortable with. I wanted the smaller shape because it would fit my hand better. And oh my god, it feels just right. It doesn't have quite the same length about it as the EC2. Something to bear in mind. Let's see if I can get these two together. Well, you can definitely see that. You can definitely see that the Model D is shorter than the EC2 there. And if I try and get these side by side, you may be able to see that in a bit more detail here. So that's definitely something to bear in mind. It's definitely a lot shorter, and if you're a person like me where the length of the mouse can sort of play into how well you aim with your wrist, if that's something that you're familiar with, you may find that will affect your aim in game. So I'll have to see how this feels. But the main feature set, and the reason I chose this mouse, is because it has such a light weight. I do believe it comes in at 61 grams compared to about 90 grams for the EC2. So that weight difference is going to be a huge factor when obviously testing out this mouse. I've noticed as well, obviously, that we've got the blue covers on the Teflon feet there. So I am going to be taking those off just so that we don't ruin this, so that we can get the best glide that we can. Let's see if we can do that now. Get those off. A little bit fiddly to get these off, but nonetheless these are quite easy to remove. Something I am interested in seeing is if the glorious Model D comes with the larger feet, like I saw on the Model D. Obviously inside of the box we get a card from Glorious there, obviously certifying that we've purchased the product, as well as a nice little message in there about being part of a community and being part of something bigger together. Fantastic. we've got the larger Model D minus skates there, so I may end up putting these on once I've given the 4 feet of testing. You've also got you've got the Glorious sticker. You've also got this one here, Glorious PC Gaming Race with the mouse. I remember in a press release, Glorious saying they're going to go all in on the mouse market, and everything I've been seeing so far from them, from the the Model O being such a good success, and the Model O wireless coming out and really competing with the likes of Logitech and Razer when it comes to their wireless lightweight options. I'm really going to see how far Glorious has come as a company. Part of me was also thinking about waiting to see if they would bring the Model D to wireless, but I couldn't wait any longer and I simply just had to get it. Moving on for what's in the box, we also have a look into all of their other products, so all of the other things that Glorious sells on there can be found in that little document there. This, however, is a cool little graphical book with some graphics and some obviously text for you to read in there. Very similar to the card that they included. A bit of silica gel as well, don't eat that. And then lastly we've got the quick start manual, which is in here, and obviously just outlines obviously the feature set of the mouse, obviously the buttons, DPI settings, and also installation guide on adding the additional feet. So let's put that back in the box and to get this thing plugged in, shall we? That looks really sick. That looks really sick. The actual black aesthetic really helps the color wave pop out a little, and it's something I really took for granted on the Model O White, because although you get more colors inside of the mouse on the white copies, this black really helps set off the colorway. I'm not really an RGB guy, but that is something special. So yeah, going back to my first impressions, obviously the side buttons here very clicky and responsive. Obviously the scroll wheel, I was very impressed with that on the Model O, and it feels equally as smooth and responsive. Middle clicks are good as well, no complaints there. As I previously mentioned, obviously this cable is a really good improvement compared to the cable that you can see on the Model O, at least the pre-purchase launch edition. Although Glorious has given us the option to include larger feet like you can find on the EC2, this configuration of the feet doesn't actually feel that intrusive. I'm actually trying to push my mouse into the fabric now, but I can't feel it. I can't feel the individual feet like I can on some mice, so I may end up leaving it like this for the time being. Outside of that, obviously it's extremely durable from first impressions. Obviously the sides, absolutely solid. There is a tiny little bit of flex underneath, but however, this is an unrealistic expectation. You won't be doing this in a game. This is done on purpose. I can't feel any weaknesses in the shell other than that underneath part, which is really good. I really am looking forward to gaming with this mouse. It feels like it'll be a worthy successor to my EC2. The EC2 has been my longest standing shape. It's the shape I always come back to, and that's why I always wanted to get my hands on an EC2 shape with better features like you can find on the Model D minus. So for this video, I do believe that is everything. Please like and share this video so that other people can benefit from my reviews and my content. I'd really appreciate it as well if you could subscribe to my channel. Obviously, I'm still quite low in numbers. I'm hoping to obviously commit to YouTube a bit more as I work out my scheduling and as we ease COVID. But nonetheless, obviously, that's all I've got time for today. I do hope everybody has a happy holiday and a wonderful new year. And in the meantime, obviously, stay safe and be careful out there. And until next time, farewell.
Treacheries.